The thing is that I want to see what only God can do in my hometown. I want to be around for it. I never thought I'd come back here. I think that moving to Winter Haven is like the bravest thing I've ever done.
We know what goodness came out of that little tiny town of Nazareth. But in order to see the goodness of the Lord, we have to believe that we'll see it, like Psalm 27 says. And the Lord is also teaching me this year that we have to wait for the goodness of the Lord.
Our vision here is that we plant 20 churches in 20 years, and I think that's awesome. This next generation, they're gonna be what happens in 20 years, so like year 20 to 30. So what I envision them doing is the core groups who are planting 50 churches in 50 years. And it's gonna be these students, it's gonna be this next generation who does that. If we do what we do and we're not looking to them, we're not trying to incorporate them, help them own their faith, then it's just, we're gonna shut our doors in 20 years.
About a year into our worship at the high school, Pastor Ivan Lambert at Covenant Presbyterian Church got together with Drew Bennett and talked and mentioned that they were probably not going to be sustaining long term and wanted to see this facility passed on to another gospel-oriented church. And they agreed to sell this property to Redeemer for $100.
We decided early on that we were going to spend our budget, every penny we could, on ministry and building our core staff and reaching out and doing ministries in town and foreign missions and all those things. So we spent a lot of our budget over the years on that and have to some degree neglected the facilities.
We said, you know, our goal is not just a great church, our goal is a great city. Because we've always wanted to be a church that exists for the city. I'm from Winter Haven. I've lived here my whole life. I hope to die here, hope to be here for a long time. And so it's just been the thrill of my life to be able to do this work in my hometown.
And so as we turn the corner on 10 years, our desire is to raise some money outside of our operating budget so we can continue to do the things for our core that we need to and support missions. But we want to be able to take care of these buildings that were so graciously given to us. And so for the next couple of years, we're going to focus on that. We're going to raise money and we're going to get things maintained the way they should, repainting some things, putting new flooring down, doing some roofing that we need to, expanding, creating some space that we need desperately today. So we're excited about what the next 10 years holds, and this campaign will allow us to position ourselves to be able to do that.
So we've planted one church already in the southwest part of the city, and we want to reach the 4 quadrants of the city, so southwest, southeast, northwest, and northeast. We don't want to be a mega church. We don't want to have 1,000, 2,000 people that come from all over the place and gather here. We want churches in people's communities. We want them to be able to worship where they live.
An old Benedictine vow was the vow of stability, to come to a place and to stay and to not leave. And when it gets hard, to not run away, but to move in even closer. And to just do long-term local ministry in one place. And so part of what we desire to see happen in the next 10 to 15 years is for a new generation of leaders to rise up and to take the reins of what has been begun.
Though you are so small, God is so big, and He can do really amazing things in your hometown.